Well, here we are. Today's the day. Saturday, October 5th, 2024. I'm Larissa. This is my video diary, and it is time to drink from skulls. Yes. Drink from those skulls. Oh my god. Yeah. So today's the day. Today's the grand reopening. Oh my god. I'm all ready. I am. I got my little gift bags. I do. My little gift bags. And what else? I got candies. And all I gotta do is put out the bottled waters. I'll put out two bottled waters on every table. There's just 3 tables. I don't know, I'll put out those two. There's 2 bottled waters. Yeah, that's what's going on. That's the woolly bully of it. Now we're gonna take Brody for a little bit. See how he does. Oh my god, I got a stack of laundry over here. I'm surprised Brody's not in here sniffing it, looking at me like all judgmental, because he does that. See? Laundry's sticking up out of the basket there. Usually when it's like that, he'll go over and he'll put his nose real gentle up, like, and he'll go, and then he'll slowly turn and look at me like, I can't believe you, filthy human, wash your clothes. That's what he does. I'm like, you are one talk, mister. Half the time you stink. And you got all kinds of shit in your fur, junk in your trunk, stuff in your fluff, stick on your dick. Oh my god. Yeah, he's like that. Whenever I wear my earrings that have the oak beetle cocoons, he goes and he rubs his ears in the duff until he gets sticks on his ears. Look, Mummy, I'm just like you. I hear him. He's downstairs. He's having a fit. He's freaking out about something. He always does that when he comes in after doing the chickens in the morning. They go up and they, let the chickens out and put their food down for him and all that. And he comes back in the house. He's like ripping and tearing around. He's like all kinds of bent. I don't know. Chickens get him riled up. Our poor chickens. Our poor little chickens. Our poor little scraggly chickens. Oh my god. I wonder if that bird of prey is out there. The big one. It's a big hawk. Or kestrel or something. It torments our chickens. Our poor chickens. Our poor chickens. You can open the door to the coop and they won't come out unless Omar and Brody are up there. Yeah. But if you just open the door and like walk away, they stay in the coop. They don't come out because that kestrel like sits on the posts of the fence and it stares at them like that. It goes after squirrels and rats and bunnies. I saw an alligator lizard yesterday. I did. It went scuttle, 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 scuttle. I saw it yesterday morning. Yesterday morning when I went out to get in the truck. Was it yesterday morning or the morning before? One of the two. Little alligator lizard. They're so cute. They are. So cute. The alligator lizard Horford. No, little alligator lizards. They're so cute. They're so cute. They are. The way they walk. They walk with purpose. They do. Their little legs. Their little legs and their little snake-like body. Little holes for ears. Yeah. Little pointy faces. Up in my garden. Never getting any strawberries because the alligator lizard eats it. As soon as it starts to turn pink, the alligator lizard goes up and goes, takes a bite out of it. Never get any strawberries. Yeah. Built their little nest right there next to the strawberry plant. Chomp, chomp, chomp all the time. Oh my god. Yeah. I need to go out and look at the lemon tree. Pick any lemons that might be out there. There might be lemons. It's been a while. It's been long enough. There should be some lemons out there. I should ask Omar. Yeah. I don't even get to enjoy my yard. I don't even enjoy my yard anymore. Mm-mm. Got this great big plot of land here. I don't even get to enjoy it. Nope. All I see is a bunch of work, and anytime I go out and enjoy myself in my yard, my neighbors complain. I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to have joy. I'm not allowed to have joy in my life. I'm not allowed. Anytime Larissa has joy in her life, everybody's got to work real hard to kill it. So I don't even try to have joy anymore. What's the point, right? Yeah. What's the point? Anytime I start feeling happy, good about something, gets ruined. Everything. That's like, whatever. So I just accepted I'm not allowed to have anything, any joy. Yep. It was always like that growing up too. Anything that brought me joy that was used as, manipulation and punishment. So I learned from a very young age that some people are allowed to have joy in their lives and others aren't. And I'm not. So I just don't. I don't even hope for it or look for it anymore. Oh. Started writing a new novel yesterday. That's gonna be an interesting one. It is. And I think usually when I start writing, I'm done with the book in like a week or two, right? And then it's just editing. So if I can get a novel written in the next couple weeks here, that will be the next novel that goes into the monthly. It'll be the next featured fiction. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll start doing some more poetry again. I set aside a poetry notebook so I can write them longhand. I don't know, and I wrote those short stories longhand. Those were good. Those little vignettes those little portraits of men that I wrote. Larissa's portraits of men. Mm. Mm. I should do some portraits of men. Mm. Oh, that'd be interesting. I don't know. I was also thinking about abstractions, and I did the series of dreamscapes, and I've had a bunch of other lucid dreams, and I will continue having lucid dreams. I mean, it's just the way my life has always been. I've always had lucid dreams, but I was considering doing some abstraction. And one of the things about my dreams is the color palettes are so saturated. They're like 90s cinematography, super ultra saturated, right? Color saturated. Yeah, my dreams have always been like that. And I think I wrote this article that I recently wrote on composition. It got me thinking about color. Oh, you'll have to wait and read that article when it comes out to see what I'm talking about because I don't want to give everything away about it. But it's got me thinking about color theory, and you know, color theory is usually a component in my work. Like when I eliminated black from the palette for fisheye view of the CZU, and then applied the only black applied to that painting is the shadow, and um, referencing the absence of light. And so I've been thinking about color palette and color and light theory, and um, I don't know, taking some of these other lucid dreams that I've been having recently and isolating color palette might be kind of interesting. Color palette and depth of field in composition. So, oh, we'll see. We'll see. That might be after I finish. So I have this novel I've started. I have one more piece to do in the series that I had been working on, but I need to prep that surface. So there's that. And then just thinking out, and I have some jackets designed in my head that I have materials for, but I need to play with my new machine. I need to do some test pieces with that new machine and get used to it because it is not the same as my other machine. That is for goddamn sure. The new machine, like the machine itself is lighter weight and it feels I'm a little apprehensive when feeding fabric into it because like I've done a couple, test stitches on it. Nothing serious. Um and I feel like, oh my gosh, the machine has power. Like I can feel the machine has horsepower, right? Like it's like it's as strong, if not stronger than the FOF. Um, but the machine itself is lighter weight, and so like I don't know, it feels dangerous, right? I don't know. So I need to do some more practice stitching, play with that machine a little bit, finesse it. Like I need to get into the groove of using it has a thread cutter, which my other machine didn't have. And using that takes a little it's like a different step, right? It's like adding a step in the in the motion of feeding and pulling away the fabric. Um And then when I have to trim threads and things, it changes all of that because then only one side has threads that need to be trimmed, right? That it's the side that was first fed in, right? That's the only one that has the thread that needs to be trimmed. Anyway, the new machine I need to play with. Yeah. And the stitching is so tight on that machine and I haven't figured out like all the tricks of stretching the stitch and things, lengthening my stitch with it. So, because for the leather, when for sewing the leather, I don't want to use a real short stitch, right? It needs to be a longer stitch. Otherwise, you just perforate and cut the leather, and I don't want to do that. I got some kid skin. I did. I got some kid skin. Well, I'm not sure if it's kid skin or not. It feels pretty heavy to be kid skin. I mean, kid skin is real thin. The black leather that's on the jacket that I wear is kid skin. I know it is. Because I had the full piece. So these skins that I got, they might be off goats, but I don't think they're off baby goats. Um, I think they're off pygmy goats, small goats, these tiny little miniature goats, pygmy goats, crack me up. Oh my God. So pygmy goats give the highest percentage of milk, right? Milk to ratio of milk to body size. Pygmy goats are the highest producers, right? Doesn't mean that a that an individual goat will give more milk than like a big goat, but when you look at the ratio of the milk to the size of the goat, the pygmy goat gives more milk. Right? So like they're a better investment if you're getting milk goats, but they're small and milk you got to get special milking machines if you're going to use milking machines. You got to put them up on a table in front of your face if you're going to milk them. Yeah, because when I was looking at goats, we thought we were going to get goats here. It just never happened. Just never happened. But I was looking at different breeds and trying to decide what kind I wanted to go with, and this is a oh, what are they called? Their ears are there's this African goat that's really big. That's usually bred from meat. But, you know, all mammals make milk, so you can also milk the goat, but it's just not a big milk producer. I was leaning towards those because um, they eat the most brush, right? So you would need the fewest goats to eat the most acreage, right? I didn't wanna have, like for the pygmy goats, would have been susceptible to, like, some of the birds of prey and stuff around here because some of them they're that small. Tiny. They're tiny, smaller than Brody. Like, takes 3 of those pygmy goats to make 1 Brody. Right? There's Fluffernutter was bigger than some of those goats. Um, so pygmy goats, I would have had to get, like, I don't know, like 20 of them. I didn't I didn't want that big of a herd. So I was like, "Oh, okay. I'll just get one of these big meat goats," and I wasn't gonna milk them anyway. I was just gonna get a bunch of old wethers. I'm gonna get a bunch of old wethers and let them just chaw themselves happy until they drop dead. Yeah, old goats. Old goats are stinky. Yeah, musky old men. Ugh. Oh, I like goats. I do. I like them a whole lot. They have great personalities. I used to like going to visit the goats at the petting zoo at Oakland Zoo. It'd be me and all the kids with the goats. Me and the goats got along. Me and the goats, we got along great. There was one goat that had real bad arthritis. He'd come over and he'd like press me up against the wall inside the barn, and I'd touch him, and everybody just stand there and look at me like, because he'd just stand there. He'd just stand there next to me and let me touch him. Just have my hand on him and just be touching him. Kids would come over and try to pat him. He'd stomp his foot. No, don't touch me right now. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, then his best friend died. His best friend ate a poisonous mushroom. They had a big old bloom of these false morels that bloom that at the zoo. And they're like, we don't know. They're saying we don't know what. I'm like, we don't know what happened. He was grazing and he came back and he died. Healthy goat. And I was just looked down at the ground. I said, well, he probably ate one of these. And they're like, oh, oh. And the zoo was like, oh, we have these poisonous mushrooms growing over here. And there was a little sign for a while that said, don't touch the vegetation for people because they were out around the whole enclosure. This big fungal bloom. Yeah. They're real pretty though. False morels, they're real pretty. They can look a lot like a morel mushroom, but they have a spectrum of color, and they can be anywhere from like the brown that you see on a morel, and they have that same kind of like honeycomb exterior. Um, but sometimes they're kind of shaped like long fingers, and they turn they can turn like a bright red and orange. Yeah. Oh, they're scary looking. They look like something you should not eat. They look like something that's going to kill you if you eat it. Unlike the amanitas. Oh my God. The amanitas are so pretty. Oh gosh, they're so fleshy and they smell delicious. They do. They smell good. You get up to them, it's like, that smells like something I should fry up in some butter, but don't you do it. No, those amanitas, they'll get you. Yeah. Hmm. Anyway, mushrooms, fungus. I don't know enough about fungus to forage for it. I don't know enough about it, but I know that there's a whole bunch of hallucinogenic mushrooms that grow around here. There's a bunch of them that grow right down here in front of my house, like literally around the foundation. These little ones, they get these little stringy stalks, and these little like almost crispy looking stools on top, right? The toadstool little thing. They're like these little umbrellas, and they're purple and blue. I looked them up. I did. I got out my book and I looked through front until I found a picture. I'm like, oh yeah, they're hallucinogenic. There's a whole bunch of them grow down here. Yeah, there's a big old coral mycelia on the front bank of the property. It comes up. and those are supposed to be delicious, but there's, like, 3 different varietals that it could be out here, and not all of them are good for people. No. No, so I don't. And last Christmas season, there it looked like some chanterelles popped up, but there again, there hadn't been any there before, number 1. None of the bloom had the telltale tube on the top, and not all yellow mushrooms are good for people to eat. So I did not want to test them. I'd rather just go to the store and buy fungus that, you know, somebody who knows, right? So, but there's all kinds of fungus that grows, ugh, on the Kitty Bants Ranch. Yes, there is fungi everywhere. Yeah, there's slime molds, there's lichen, there's regular mold, there's all kinds of mushrooms. Yes, we are rife with mycelia here. Yeah, and I'm sure that a lot of it is edible, but I just don't want to take the risk. No, there's a tree down Branciforte that grows a giant turkey tail. Yeah, grows a giant. That's not turkey tails. Turkey tails are little ones. Giant reishi, a great big one, grows it. It's got the mycelia. I've gotten one of those fresh ones once, and cut it into strips, treated it like bacon, right? And so, I mean, when they're fresh, you can't eat them that way. Otherwise, you need to dry them and use them to make a tea, or powder them and mix them through sauces and soups. And because it's a really, really dense, almost woody textured mushroom. Yeah, you have to either eat it right when it's fresh, you cut it off the tree, and you have to cut it real thin, slice it real thin to make it chewable. Yeah, it has a real nice flavor. It's real good for you. But there again, I wouldn't go harvesting something like that on the trees around here because there's too many variety, and I don't know enough for um, proper identification. No, you need some little old Italian lady or a mycologist. Anyway, yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna wear today. I don't know. Maybe I'll go in naked, my big old fat self, all my rolls, all my creases, all my dimples, big fat blob ass Larissa. Sit there naked. Look at it. No, I'll get dressed. I'll wear something. I just don't know what. Put on my dress. I'm going out dancing. Starting off wet, clean and glistening. You'll see me. Spilling over like a heavy, heavy fruit tree. If you put it on, if you put it on. Oh, that PJ Harvey. Oh, that PJ Harvey. Polly Jean. What's up, Polly Jean? Skinny as a string bean. Mm, yeah.